All right. I figured this out.
Morning, Jerry.
Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing today?
I have a day off.
Nice. Oh, you guys aren't going to believe this, but I just had a 16-ounce can of seltzer blow up all over me 5 minutes before this call. I bought this 4-pack of these seltzers for my wife a week ago, and one of them exploded in the kitchen last night, so I had them in the sink, and then another one popped open. So I thought, I'll just go open the other two so they don't blow up. So the second I picked up one of them, it just exploded in my face and went all over the kitchen 5 minutes before we started this call. So like I literally have seltzer in my hair.
Good morning, everybody.
But I said, we're going to make this call happen no matter what. Right?
Yeah.
Just roll with it. Call it gel.
This is happening. Nothing's going to stop me. No 16-ounce count of seltzer is going to stop me from doing this call. So we'll just kind of give it a minute or two here. Let kind of everybody hop on. While we're waiting, I just want to say happy birthday to Judy Willitson. Hopefully I didn't butcher your last name, Judy. Did I? No, I don't think I did. Happy birthday, Judy. I think everybody should just unmute and say happy birthday to Judy. Because just me saying it's kind of lame. Happy birthday, Judy.
Happy birthday, Judy.
Happy birthday, Judy.
Happy birthday, Judy.
If she's on, I don't know if she's on right now, but happy birthday, Judy, whether you're on or not. All right. So what I want to talk about today, guys, is, well, first I want to start out with a topic, and then I'm going to go through a little exercise. And I want after that for whoever has something to say or share or someone to shout out to raise your hand, but hold it for a little bit because it's going to confuse the exercise that I'm going to do first. The topic really is like, why do we as network marketers make decisions for people? Like, why do we look at other people and in our mind,
I swear, I think that's.
we just decide, okay, I gotta mute. We just decide in our own minds whether or not that person is going to be open to our opportunity before we even say anything to them, right? Like, why do we do that? And the exercise I want to do, and I'm sorry if I'm not, well, pick on you is probably the wrong word, but I'm going to call some people out here. Anyone on the call who's gold and above, just raise your virtual hand so that I know where you are, so I can see you at the top. If your lifetime rank is gold and above, just raise your virtual hand. And so I'm going to ask a few of you a question here. And when I ask you the question, you don't have to tell your whole story, but I just want like 10, 20 seconds or less. Like, how did whatever question I ask you, you'll find out. I'm going to ask you, how'd you learn about Happy Coffe? How'd you learn about the Happy Co? Even though it wasn't called the Happy Co when a lot of you joined, it is now. So we're going to call it the Happy Co. Okay, from now on. I'm going to go to Wendy Farrell first. Wendy, how are you today?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you.
Hey, I just want to know, how did you learn about Happy Coffe?
Oh, good question. So honestly, I had seen it on a friend's Facebook post.
Okay.
She did like a curiosity post.
Yeah.
And that's what led me to that.
So from a friend's post, then you talked to your friend, and I'm assuming they added you to a customer group.
At that time, I don't even know if we had one, but yeah, it kind of grew from there.
But it was from a friend, basically, your friend's post. Okay,
Yep.
That's good. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
Colin Heaney.
Good morning, Jerry. So
Morning.
Gavin and I have been connected now for about 6 months. He presented me with the opportunity back in July. And at the time, I was very skeptical of network marketing. I've had terrible experiences overall. I joined last month. I went all in. I basically dropped everything. Wow. I dropped everything that I was actually a part of to tackle this, and it's worked out tremendously.
Cool. So who was your friend that reached out to you?
Gavin Teague.
Oh, Gavin. Okay, Gavin.
Absolutely.
So
He's awesome.
basically, a friend reached out to you and told you about this opportunity. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure. Of course.
Lauren and Todd. How many people would like type a 1 in the comments as you're watching? Like, how many of you would like to have some of these people on your team? I want to see, like, type a 1 in the comments if you would love to have some of these people that are raising their hand right now on your team. Lauren and Todd.
Okay, sorry, I'm actually getting ready, but I'm turning my camera on so you guys can see me. Full disclosure. We were actually in another company, and we watched somebody that was a leader in another company that we thought was having incredible success, and we watched them leave. But we didn't know they had fully left. They hadn't made any announcement, but we were asking for coaching. And guidance from a lateral team, and they were kind of vague in it. So we started asking questions, and they said, well, have you heard about that happy coffee? So I kept asking them, well, what is that? And what is in it? And what is this? And they said, well, I don't know, but this is how it makes me feel. And they took us through the script. And turns out we were actually having minimal success where we were. And our team, we couldn't even keep a team because we couldn't help them win. So we gave it a try. My husband just jumps all in. He jumped right in. I didn't drink coffee. Was like, are you kidding me? And here we are.
All
So
right,
we
great.
just took this and ran with it and followed the system. And it's been a beautiful thing. But I never thought I was going to leave my other company. I thought I was married to my other company. So don't run from those people.
Thanks for popping on. I'm sorry to catch you off guard there. So your interest was piqued by someone you knew, and they used the script.
Yeah.
Coffee.
To a T. It was absolutely to a T. And, you know, it just piques your interest when you see people that are succeeding and they're doing something else and you're watching their team succeed. And we just have followed everybody else's lead. It's been great.
Cool. Thanks for sharing with us. I'll let you get back to what you need to do. Lisa Howwick.
Good morning, Gary. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. So how did you hear about the Happy Company, the Happy Coffee?
So it was about a year and a half ago. In full disclosure here, camera staying off because I just got out of the shower. So you're welcome. Yeah, I actually heard about the Happy Company about a year and a half ago from a friend of mine who is ironically enough no longer in the company. And it was a curiosity post on Facebook.
Okay.
And I was just very curious. So I actually reached out to her, and the rest is history.
All right. Good deal. Thank you for sharing that. Curiosity post. I think that's the second time I've heard that so far through 4 people that are here that are gold and above. All right. You're going to have to forgive me. I don't, the name says Wenrella Wendy. So is it Wenrella Wendy or Wendy Wenrella?
I forgot my hand was up. It's Wenrella on all social media, but my real name is Wendy.
Okay.
Odd story. Never mind. So the question is, how did I learn about this product? Right?
Yeah. How did you learn about this product or company?
I made a post about fibro fog using an emoji because I never had my face on Facebook. And Carmela Sterling reached out to me in Messenger and asked me if it was okay if she messaged me there. And at the time, she didn't know I was suicidal. So I said, sure. I was gonna pretty much turn off my phone, and she sent me a video. I watched it and I was like thinking to myself, lady, no coffee is gonna get me not to want to kill myself. But she was wrong. And she sent me a sample. I took it with absolutely no expectation of changing my mind because I had made up my mind. And it changed my mind. It did something in my brain that I can't explain. So that's 11 days later after starting a 30-day experience. I was like, I got to have this for my family because my whole family's not right. And so now I'm reaching out to those people who are making posts about being depressed and being sick and tired of everything that's going on. And that's how I'm building. I go down in the trenches, man. I want to go down and grab them and just lift them up. And I know a cup of coffee and the word of God is why I'm doing this. So
Well,
thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us. I have heard your whole story before, and it's a very, very inspiring story. But thankfully, Carmela was willing to send a message to you and invite you to take a look. Thankful for that, for sure. You're probably thankful every day that she was willing to do that. And there's probably a lot of people here that feel the same way. I'm going to go to Lisa Corna. What's up, Lisa? Are you able to come on?
Hey, yes, I am. I'm not any shape to have a picture out there though. Sorry.
That's okay.
So for me, I've been in the industry for about 10 years, and I was in another company, but not doing anything. It was waning, and but I got really sick, and a friend from that other company reached out to me. Let me back up a little. So I'd heard about the Happy Coffee, and I thought it can't do that. It doesn't do any of those things. I just didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Because I saw other people making posts. But I got really, really sick, which is part of my story, with altitude sickness. And my friend from Canada said, I'm going to send you a week's worth. Would you try it? And I said, sure, I'll try it. I'll try anything because I didn't want to go to the doctor and have him tell me I had Alzheimer's because I couldn't think from the altitude sickness. And the rest is history. I mean, it was like a veil was lifted from my brain and I could think again. So I just jumped in. Here I am.
Well, thanks.
And
for
now I
with
even have
us.
a physician that has referred me last month, 11 of his patients for the unwind. So
Wow.
yeah, he's a believer. It's pretty awesome when you can have that.
That is really cool.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, thank you. So you hear once again, she saw interest-piquing posts on Facebook, and a friend reached out to her and offered to send samples. I'll do a few more because this is going well. Sean Kelly, what's up, man? How'd you find out about the Happy Company, the Happy Coffee?
Hey, what's up, man? I actually raised my hand for a question, but regarding your question, Carrie Richardson was doing attraction marketing on Facebook, and she was basically talking about her success. I watched her going through the ranks, and I had never been truly exposed to network marketing. So she totally fooled me. Like, I don't want to say fooled me, but she attracted to me to like, wow, she's really having success. She's really getting benefits from this product. And it just intrigued me to want to try a sample. And so then that's basically what drew me in, is the doing those posts. And she was consistently showing up with these posts. Okay. And I'm like, dang, something's going right with this. I got to look into this. And then I tried a sample and then became a business partner, and came in at a 500 pack. She didn't have to do nothing except for that post.
All right, cool. I'll get back to your other question after this, okay? So again, interest-piquing posts. One important thing Sean mentioned there, the person was being consistency, seeing these posts over and over and over again until he finally reached out, and then she offered to send a sample. Hillary Scott, how are you doing today?
Good morning. So mine is a little bit different than everyone's. I was actually in a previous company with Carly Foster, and I was miserable at that company, and we were on a Zoom call, and I was looking around like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? I don't align with any of these people. Who can I find that's here that maybe is like me that I can chat with? And I saw her face and I started to kind of follow her, and then she disappeared from that company, and I was like, no, where did she go? She was like the only one I was gonna, I think, align with, right? And then she started sharing her vision for what she was looking for in a company on a live, and she shared things that were in absolute alignment with what I wanted. A simple system where anyone can come in and win, an impactful product, a company with integrity. And at the time she did that live, she hadn't found a company yet. So I reached out to her and I was like, girl, if you find a company like that, please, by all means, let me know. And funny story, she tried to run me off. She tried to get rid of me. She tried to get me to join like 2 other companies. She's like, because she thought I was like a spy or something from our previous company. So I always forever joke with her. I'm like, you tried to get rid of me. Like, she legit was sending me to her other friends and other companies. But anyways, once she finally had joined and I was like, okay, I want to try this. And she sent me a sample and I tried it and I'm like, oh my goodness, this stuff is amazing. I can definitely share this and get behind the vision and the mission of doing this the right way with integrity and changing the industry. So I was all in.
All right, good deal. So that's awesome. A friend of yours who you loved and respected and trusted. So obviously you wanted to know what she was doing. She shared a sample with you. You tried the product, and here you are. And she's probably really glad. I don't know about her, but I would be really glad that you didn't run away and that you decided to stay and keep pursuing it, because she would have lost a really rock star of a leader if she had chased you away. So thanks for sharing that with us. All right, last one, Janet Tranum. I know why you're here, because I brought you here.
Yeah, but I begged you, remember?
She did. She did.
My story is a little different. Jerry was not he is my hemp daddy. So, and good friend. And we were in a previous company together, and his leadership, I didn't know him before that previous company, but his leadership was stinking amazing. So, we became friends, and, but I didn't see a post because he wasn't posting yet. And I didn't try the product because we didn't have it yet. Jerry barely had gotten in. So my story is that, but the traction marketing absolutely makes a difference because it's made such a huge difference in my world. But anyway, so what I want to tell everybody is I want to just give you briefly my little story, because I know there's always new people on here, including me. I'm a new one. So the first thing I tried was the unwind. And I am the kind of person that has to prove that it works. Literally, because I've had so many products that haven't worked. So I took it at 7:30 instead of like 9 or 10. Took it at 7:30, thinking I'm not going to go to sleep. At 8:30, I could barely talk. I was like so sleepy. And so I went to bed at 8:30 and I slept for 9 hours, 9 stinking hours. So you guys, amazing product. And then I said, okay, coffee time, got to try the coffee. Now I've tried everything and I love it all. Amazing company. For me, God sent me here. A lot of you feel that way. And I get that when we watch our trainings. And to me, that's like the number one important thing. And then to have quality products and then have good leadership and the rest is history. But thanks for letting me share. I just thought I'd give you a sunshine and a palm tree here in the background. In case you're in the snow, Jerry.
Send that palm tree and sunshine to me. Send it to Buffalo, okay, please.
I'll do it. So everybody have a great day. Thanks for letting me share.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing. So, Janet reached out to me, and I have to admit, I was a little afraid to tell her what I was doing, because at the time I had just joined and I hadn't said anything to anybody yet. And, but something told me I better share it with Janet, and I'm glad that I did share it with her, because she loves it here. So thank you, Janet. Tony Garcia, I can't move on without talking to you first. How you doing?
Good morning. And I know that you were trying to wrap it up, but I recognize something here. And, great conversation, Jerry. This is good for everyone listening to hear how everyone came in. And my story is like many of yours, but what I wanted to point out was it took me 2 months from the time that I was exposed to the time that I got started. And I think that that's important for everyone to know that, my friend reached out to me. She was sharing the business opportunity. Guys, I was so at the lowest emotional point in my life. I didn't think that I had what it took to start building a new business. And, I was really, some of you have heard my story and know where I was at that time, but I was broken and I didn't want a business because I didn't think that I could do that. But what she did when she shared that business opportunity with me was piqued my interest in paying attention to what it was she was doing. I started, paying attention to see, she started sharing some of the benefits of the coffee that people were having. And what I did want was I wanted to lose weight because I had gained 100 pounds in the 3 years prior dealing with the, post female cancer. And, we have raging hormones in that time, but I did want to lose weight. And so that's what brought me here, but that certainly is not what kept me here. She had the nerve to send me 2 sticks of coffee. And when I tried the coffee, guys, it literally gave me a day that I hadn't seen in 3 years. And some of you know that and know what that feeling is like. It woke up everything inside of me. And when you have that entrepreneurial bone in your body, you just know that, you know, this is a product that the world needs. And so, you know, it very quickly, you know, from the time she exposed me to it, right? It took me a month to be open to trying a sample. And then from there, I set it on the counter when it got here for another month. And so, guys, from the time I was exposed to the time I actually joined was 2 months. So I just wanted to share that, to share with all of you. Don't give up on someone, you know, just because they said no, because I said no. It just was no right then. I didn't know, you know, I needed more information. So I just wanted to share that because I think that's important for people to hear. And the rest is history. Here we are 3 years later, and it's been an incredible journey for me.
Well, thanks for sharing, Tony. And I think the important thing there is, okay, again, a friend reached out to you and they planted the seed. But guess what? Seeds don't always grow on day one, do they? They often don't, actually, more often than not. They take a week, 2 weeks, 2 months. Sometimes they take 6 months or a year. But if you don't plant the seed and water it, it's never going to grow. So I'll tell you guys, thanks everyone for who shared. The reason I wanted to go through this today is because and everything that I wanted to hear come out came out. Like, because I knew a lot of what was going to be said. What did we hear? And all these people that we heard from are gold and above. We heard a friend reached out to me and shared with me. A friend sent me a sample. A friend made a peaking post. Or a friend was consistent and I was following their posts over an extended period of time before I became more interested. I tried the product and I loved it. I tried a sample. I mean, we've heard that and all these stories are different, but in a way, a lot of them are really the same. Because in each and every one of these stories, if somebody didn't step forward and share this with the other person, or put something out there on social media to share their story to pique somebody else's interest, then none of these people would be here. And I think that everyone that just spoke right now would agree that it would be a huge disservice to them if they didn't find out about this somehow, if someone didn't share it with them somehow, right? But what I said at the beginning of the call is we look at people and we decide for them so we don't reach out. We look at the person who appears to be really, really successful on social media and we think to ourselves, they're really successful, they wouldn't be interested in this, or they're in another company, they wouldn't be interested in a different opportunity, or, you know, they're more successful than I am. We look at our neighbor that has the bigger house and the fancier car and we think they don't need an opportunity. So we never share it with them. We decide for them before we ever even expose them to the information, before we ever give them a sample. We just don't say anything because in our minds, we already know what the outcome is going to be. But yet in each and every one of these scenarios, somebody had the courage to step forward and reach out in Messenger. Somebody had the courage to step forward and make peaking posts on their Facebook and not be worried about what anybody was going to think about them. Somebody was consistent, you know, didn't just make one post and then stop. Somebody was consistent and stuck with it over and over and over again, long enough so that one of these rock stars would reach out and say, okay, I've been watching you for 2 months. You have to share with me what it is you have going on. In every one of those situations. And this doesn't even have to be a successful person, okay? We look at maybe the employee at Home Depot or the employee at Walmart, and we make a decision for them. Oh, that person wouldn't be good in this business, right? I knew there was a top income earner in my last company that was an employee at Home Depot, and a customer presented the opportunity to them. Customer that didn't even know this person presented opportunity and she ended up being a top income earner in the company. So the next time you think to yourself that you already know whether or not this person or that person would be good for this opportunity, or this person or that person would even be interested in this opportunity to begin with, why don't you just say something and let them decide for themselves? Why don't you just offer the sample and let them try it? Why don't you just reach out the next time you see a post like Wendy put out there? Why don't you do what Carmela did and reach out and ask the question? Hey, I think I have something that can help you. Would you be willing to look at this Facebook group? What's the worst that could happen? They say no. So what? They say no, next, right? Next person. But at least you gave her or him the opportunity to make their own decision. Carmela gave Wendy the opportunity to make her own choice. She could have said no. I'm not open to looking at that, but she said yes, and it changed her life. Okay? It changed her life. So the next time you don't reach out to somebody, think about this. That person behind the scenes could be struggling inside. That person behind the scenes could be absolutely just dying for someone to present an opportunity, not even a business opportunity, but an opportunity to be part of something, be part of a family. You know, you never know what they're looking for because we're all here for different reasons, right? Some of us came here because we wanted a business. Some of us are here because we just want to be part of something, a family. But we don't know that until you ask the person. And you can't tell just by looking at somebody what they're feeling on the inside. So every time you don't reach out and ask somebody, you could be depriving them of the opportunity to change their life. If Carmela didn't reach out to Wendy, she would have probably deprived her of this opportunity to change her life, because who knows if somebody else ever would have told her about it. Same thing with me. Like if I didn't tell Janet, Janet might be in some other company right now. So, I'm glad I told Janet. You have to share this with people. You can't be afraid, because nobody is going to be here unless a friend tells them about it somehow. Okay? So if you want a rock star, like everyone that just spoke on the call, to be in your team, don't decide for them. Give them the information, give them the invitation, and let them decide for themselves, because you never know what another human being is thinking. Tony, you're raising your hand again. Are you?
I am, and that's so good, Jerry. And I just wanted to point out something that I think is super important for everyone here to hear.
You guys hear Tony? Because I can't.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, it's my internet. Sorry.
Okay. I think it's super important. This is so good, Jerry, and such a good conversation to have this morning. And but something that I wanted to point out, and as Marcy shares this all the time, who is my sponsor, who was bold enough to reach out to me, and she shares that I was on her chicken list. I was one of the people who's had more success than she did in our previous company together. So she was afraid to reach out to me, but she was bold and did it anyway. She had no idea, because, right, we share the great things on social media. We don't air our dirty laundry, for most of us. Some do, and that's okay, but that wasn't me. She didn't know that I was hurting and depressed and broken and emotions and financially a disaster, and everything about my life was just a mess at the moment, and I needed that change. She had no idea, but she was bold because she was nudged to reach out to me. So I share that with you to say, if God puts someone on your heart, reach out to them. It doesn't matter. Like Jerry said, you don't make that decision for them, because if Marcy would have made the decision and not reached out to me, guys, my life today, I don't know where we would be. We were headed down a road of disaster. We were just in a red hot mess. And I thank her every day, for being bold enough. So I share that to share with you be bold when you reach out. Don't just hold back because you think someone doesn't need it, because we don't know. We didn't know that when Rella, how desperate she needed these products in her life, and all the stories that you heard here now. For whatever reason, we're here, and it's our responsibility to be bold and reach out and share that. So thank you, Jerry, for letting me share that, because mark the chicken list off, guys. Those are the people that probably need it the most.
Yep. And Nietzsche just said something that I absolutely agree with in the chat here. Everybody here is a rock star, not just gold and above. But the reason I picked that out is because I know we're all thinking, where am I going to find the next person that's gonna rank and help, grow my team? Where am I going to find this next person? And chances are that next person is somebody that you didn't reach out to yet. So really what I want everyone to do is write on a piece of paper 1 through 5 and write down the names of 5 people that you haven't reached out to for whatever reason because you don't think they'd be interested in this opportunity. Like, just write down 5 names and we all have them. I got 5. I could come up with 5 names of people I haven't reached out to that are really successful, because I mean, we're all human, right? We all think, so-and-so owns 3 businesses. Why would they be interested in this coffee thing? Well, I don't know. Maybe all their revenue went down last year because they had to shut down. Maybe that sparked, maybe they're more open to this type of business now because of whatever's gone on over the past year. An online business that you can literally sit home in your pajamas and work on your couch. Write down 5 names and don't just write them down. Reach out to them today. Reach out to them today and invite them. And anybody who takes action on what I'm telling you to do right now, if you write the 5 names down and you reach out to the 5, after you're done, I want you to message me and let me know how many of those people were open to taking a look at the Facebook group out of the 5. Okay? So if you do it, make sure that you message me. So there's 77 people on this call right now. I'm expecting 77 messages today. And if you don't do it, guess what? The only person that you're hurting is yourself. And possibly somebody else out there, possibly one of the 5 people that might be on your list that could really, really use this family. You might be depriving them of that opportunity. So if you don't do it, you're hurting yourself, and you might be depriving somebody else of the opportunity to change their life. I'm going to go to some hands here because I got hands up. Sean Kelly, you're up, man. What's up?
Hey, so everybody on this call is familiar with our 4 steps. If anybody's not, reach up to your direct upline. What my question is for you, Jerry, if you could speak to this, is these 5 names that let's say 5 names come to your mind. I think what a lot of us have trouble with is when to pop the question, when to bring up the business. And that's something that I've been in network marketing about 1.5 years, and it's something I'm still kind of growing and evolving with. But we want to have some type of connection. That's what a lot of people feel. Your success rate, your conversion rate goes up so much if you have some type of connection. And so just to make this a simpler, more direct question, let's say, Jerry, you get your 5 names for today. You reach out to them. These are people that they know you, but you haven't spoken to them in a while. Do you get straight to the point and say, hey, the reason I'm reaching out is this? Or you start out with like, how's your new year going? Awesome. Hey, the reason I'm reaching out to you is, have you heard about the happy coffee everybody's talking about? Like, how do you go about getting into the 4 steps? Because it's so hard. Some people, you don't need to have the connection. They're just so ready. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You know what I mean?
Yep, you nailed it. I don't know how everybody else does it, but I'm not beating around the bush if I'm reaching out to them for a reason. I might say, hey, how's everything going with you and your family? Because I want to hear you know, what's going on with them first. But then I'm going to get right to the point, and I wouldn't overthink how you're going to ask them. Everybody here is going to ask in a different way. And that's important, because if we all, I mean, we kind of follow a script, but I've always said scripts are more like guidelines. Follow the script as a guideline because you want to use your own words. But I wouldn't overthink it. You know, I would just reach out and ask the question. And, you know, whether it's that question or, hey, listen, I don't know if you're aware, but I've had this coffee business. I was wondering if you would check out our customer group to see if it's something you might be interested in, or see if you might know anybody, you know. Just find out if they're willing to get in the group, because that's step one. They can't do anything unless they see it, right? So don't overthink it. Just reach out and ask the question. Don't beat around the bush and then say, oh, by the way, because from my experience, people sniff that out and they feel like the reason that you were, I mean, I personally dislike, I could tell when someone's building fake rapport with me, like, just tell me what you want. And I'm an open person, you know, when people reach out to me, I don't bite their head off. In fact, I actually have a lot of respect for people that have the courage to reach out to me and ask me if I'm open to taking a look at their products or opportunity. I may not be looking for another opportunity. I mean, I'm not, but I respect them for having the courage to reach out and ask me, and I'm not going to bite their head off. And most successful people have an open mind and they're willing to take a look at something. In fact, those are the people that are most open. The more successful that you think somebody is, probably the more of an open mind they have, because that's how they got to where they are. People that have a closed mind think everything is a scam, right? They're not willing to look at anything. So don't overthink it. I would just reach out and get right to the point and invite them. All right.
Sounds good. So, so basically, sometimes you are building some rapport or some connection, but sometimes you get right to the point. It just depends on the person. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, if you just connected with them on social media yesterday, you could reach out and start a conversation. And if it feels right, just ask them, do you drink coffee? You know, you really can't go wrong. The worst thing you want to do is get stuck in the friend zone forever, where you never ask somebody, because you don't know if that person's looking for something right now. And if they're not, you can always continue to be their friend and build that relationship, you know, until the timing is right for that person. But I don't have an issue with asking new friends. I mean, I'm not going to friend request somebody and see that they accepted it and then get right in their inbox and say, hey, you know, pitch somebody right away. I'm going to say, hello, how are you today? Start a conversation. But you can warm up people pretty quick on social media. You know, once you're connected them for a while, they become warmed up to you, especially if you're consistent. If you're liking and commenting on their posts, if you're reacting to their Facebook stories and they see your name, then you're a warm market all of a sudden. You know, you're not a cold market anymore. Susie Ditcher, you're up.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Jerry. I love this topic so much. Thank you. I'm always energized by you. Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Brenda,
Can you
if I
hear me?
lowered your hand, it was by accident.
Oh, no, that's okay. Can you hear me? Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So I love this topic. And, you know, this is going to be a blunt statement, but it comes from my heart and my passion for this business and this industry. And really, truly, my ultimate passion from the get-go is really helping people. And coupled with helping people with our products, which are unlike any other I've seen, is this business. So that's where my shift came in 2021, is coupling them together and saying these products and this business has changed our lives. I honestly do not know where John and I and my son, we have 4 sons, adult sons, come big stresses, without first these products and second this business. I can't even tell you. And it resonates with me. And I made that shift in January 1st, was I have to bless people. And I brought on a new affiliate, and I have a few more in my pipeline, and I'm going at it with my heart and my passion for what together they have done for myself. I have a small shop, and anytime that anybody says, "Oh, brick and mortars are dying," I cry, because I'm like, no. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a naturopath and I have a natural health store, and I have a great platform, and it has been my passion my whole life to help and to heal. And I'll go down fighting. I'm telling you right now, my passion is so strong. And I know in my heart that if I don't present this business to someone else, someone else is, because we are going global and we're big and we're showing people who the Happy Co is. And when I tell you, I get emails and vendor coming through my door every day. "Oh, I've got what you don't." I said, "Yeah, no, you don't." I already have that and I know about it. And I'm not saying that I know everything, but I have never seen these products. And I offer them to my whole world, to my friends, to my family, to my customers, everything. People, sometimes it takes me an hour before I present the coffee because I want to listen. But I'm telling you right now, if you are not presenting this, not only as a blessing with these products, but together with this business as a blessing and as a life-changing combination, someone else will, because we are global and we are big. So take that as a little Susie nudge going, hey, get out of your comfort zone, present this in a way from your heart, because look what it's done for you. I can't even begin to tell you the blessings. And that's where I'm coming from, is my heart. So thank you, Jerry, for this opportunity, and to let me just tell you, get out there and do it, because we're going global. Right?
Thanks for sharing, Susie. And that's so true. When you lead with your heart and you're passionate and you have so much positive energy radiating from you, that's contagious. I mean, people can feel that and they want to be a part of it. So thank you for sharing that. I really, really appreciate it. And I know somebody commented that they missed what my challenge was. Maybe instead of having 70 something people message me directly, maybe I should just drop a post in the Team Rise group today and say message 5 challenge, put your results below. That's what I'll do. So list 5 names of people that you haven't reached out to for whatever reason. You prejudge them. You're afraid that they're going to say no. You think they're too successful in what they're doing already. So you already decided for them, they're not interested in this. Screw that train of thought. Just write their 5 names down, reach out to them today and invite them to the customer group or the opportunity group, whichever one you want. And then I want you to go to the post in the team group, and in the comments, when you're done, write down how many people you messaged and how many out of the 5, or how many out of the 5 people were open to taking a look at one of the Facebook groups today. Okay. So let's do it that way. This way I don't have 77 messages. And half of them will be in my spam folder.
I was thinking, oh, he's brave.
Well, I want this way everybody can see what everybody's results are instead of just me. You know what I mean? Because I want everyone, especially the person who might be afraid to do this. And if you are, that's fine. I mean, sometimes you have to push past the fear. I call it adrenaline, that feeling of fear that you feel inside of yourself before you're about to do something that scares you. That's not really fear. That's actually adrenaline pumping. That's a clear sign that you need to take immediate and decisive action, like right now, because if you do, it's going to feel so darn good. And if you don't, later on tonight, you're going to be sitting there regretting, oh, I should have done the list of 5 today. Why didn't I do it? And that's the worst feeling. That feels worse than reaching out to the people. That feeling of regret of not stepping up and not taking it on. So just do it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. Brenda Everett, did you have your hand raised? Because I put someone's hand down by mistake that I didn't call on yet. Was that you? Your name is up at the top of the list, so I thought maybe it was you. Oh, she's not answering. So
No, it wasn't me, Jerry. Sorry.
okay, it wasn't you. Sorry for calling you out. I know.
Oh, it's okay. No problem. Doing a great job.
Thank you. Tony Garcia, you had your hand raised again. You took it down. Did you have something else?
No, I think that was a mistake, but I will share this. And, it's so funny that you challenged us today, Jerry, because I woke up this morning and some of you saw my Facebook post because some of you commented, but I woke up this morning within my heart to challenge myself, guys, because when I got started in this business 3 years ago, I was on a challenge to only myself. No one challenged me. So yes, Jerry's challenging us today, and that's just validation, Jerry, for what I did to myself this morning. But don't wait for someone to challenge you. Every day, wake up and challenge yourself because you are responsible for your business. No one has to challenge you to do it, right? It's your business. You take control of it. Some of us right here don't have the direct sponsorship our butts every day like we need. Challenge yourself. Just like take ownership and know that it's up to you to get out there and change someone's life. So I just wanted to share that. Don't stop it today. Do it every day. Challenge yourself. So I just wanted to share that, Jerry, that we don't have to wait for someone to challenge us to do it. Because it's so funny because I just challenged myself this morning. My number is 10. And, for every day for the next 30 days, just to put it out there. But this is going to be incredible. Thank you.
Amen to that. And just so you guys know, I'm not going to be a boss here. I'm going to be like a real leader. I'm going to do it also. I'm not going to tell you what to do and not do it myself. So I am going to do it myself. And I am going to comment underneath the post what my results were. So I'm going to be doing it with you, locking arms, running alongside with you, and not just standing here waiting for you to do it. I'm going to lead the way. Sheila Stodgill. Sorry, did I mispronounce your last name?
It's okay, Jerry. Everybody mispronounces my last name. No worries. It's Stodgill.
Stodgill. Okay, I got
Yeah,
it.
the G-H-I-L-L, they all go together as. But anyway, I just wanted to say, you were talking about, people that you think are too busy. Here's an inspiration for everyone. I'm a mom of 6. I run an in-home daycare, and I'm doing the coffee business and one other business on the side. So, if you think you're too busy to do it, I do it. I don't do it as consistently as I should, I will admit. But I do try to do a little bit here and there, and I do post, and like I said, I'm not as consistent as I should be. But I have great sponsors. I have Lauren and Todd who were in another company with me, and I watched them change. I watched some other people that were in the same company come over here and do really well and win. And I just feel like being here, I have more confidence in myself. This stuff has done not just what it does for you as a product, but what it does for you as a person, just with the community, has been more than what I could have ever asked for with any company. And it's what keeps me going in this company instead of having that little bit of a monkey brain saying, oh, what else is out there? What else is out there? What else is out there? I'm going, no, there's nothing else out there like this. This is where I am meant to be. And even my own husband, who is against network marketing, said, with this company, he said, this actually feels like family. Whereas every other company we've been in, he's going, we just kind of get sent out here to do what we do because we're out in the middle of nowhere and nobody's here. So that was just what I wanted to say.
Very, very cool. And I can relate to the family part. I said it on the opportunity call last night. One of the things that I wanted was a family environment, a positive community of people that were uplifting, that I felt comfortable inviting somebody else to be a part of. And we have found that here. And it's a wonderful thing. It really, really is. So I see no hands up. Does anybody else have anything that they would like to add to this conversation? Just pop your hand up, or you could just unmute yourself because there's no hands up right now. But what I really wanted to drill home today was that don't decide for people. You know, let people decide for themselves. And you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at who is interested in this, who wants to be a part of this, who's open to this. And I don't know if it was, I think it was Jessica. Was it Jessica that just typed in there, sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And that's the truth. It's the truth, right? Because you're sharing this with another person because you care about helping other people. So if you care about helping other people, you're going to share this with other people and say, hey, look what we got here. You know, maybe it's going to be for them, maybe it isn't, but at least you gave them the opportunity. And I see David Johnson has his hand raised. You're only Santa Claus for 1 month, correct? Once December is over, or is it once that's the 26th, then it's done?
That's right. But I still have that joy all year round. And, you know, I just put a post out there. A lot of the people in my, life are people who have been in the struggle with drugs and alcohol. A lot of them are broken. And there's been relapse after relapse, in and out of jail, prison. So they begin to feel hopeless. And one of the things that I just did this morning, actually since being on this call, is to put something on Facebook about a proposition that I have for people. That, you know, if you like coffee and you know people who like coffee, that you could go ahead and offer this to them, especially if you'd like to be driving a new vehicle. A friend of mine can lease them a vehicle for the money that they would make in a month simply by getting 7 other people who like coffee and bringing 2 people on that want to do this business with them. It's so simple. And I said, and I want to help you. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, what kind of response I get from that. It's only been up there for like 10 minutes. But I really believe that if people go, really, that's that practical? I'm sick of driving a junker. You mean to tell me I could be driving a new vehicle simply by enjoying coffee and sharing it with other people? So I'm curious. It's a curiosity post, but hopefully somebody's going to go, you know what, there must be something to this. That's all I wanted to share. And thanks a lot, Jerry. This was a great meeting today. I love hearing from everybody. And don't count anybody out. Don't, you know, have a preconceived notion that, well, they would never go for this. You just never know. The people I thought that were going to go for it, they didn't. But people that I had no idea would, they did. So keep asking, keep putting it out there. Thanks a lot.
That's so true, David. And if you put an interest-piquing post on social media, it doesn't matter if you get 10 likes or 100 likes. All it takes is one. You know, if that one person who's looking for something today, who's looking for that inspiration, who's looking for whatever, an opportunity, something that might help put positive change in their life. If that one person happens to see that post today and it does change their life, then that post is going to be worthwhile. So every time you put something out there, every time I put something out there, motivational, yeah, okay, you look and say, oh, Jerry West has got 100 likes on his post. But you know what? I did have one person reach out to me this morning and say, thank you for your positive motivational posts every day. I look forward to them every morning. And I really needed to see what you had to say today. It really is having a positive effect on my life. So think about that when you put a post out there. Somebody out there is watching. Somebody out there needs inspiration. Somebody out there needs positivity. And somebody out there is looking for change. And all you have to do is hit that right person on the right day. And if you're consistent enough, you're going to find those people. Absolutely, for sure. So with that being said, I have, if you guys missed it at the beginning of the call, I said that a 16-ounce can of seltzer exploded all over me right before I started this call today. like seriously, a 16-ounce can of seltzer, and it was my stupid fault because one of the cans exploded overnight on its own, so I put the rest of them in the sink. And I thought, well, I'm just gonna open the rest of the cans so that they don't explode. So I went to open this one can, and it went pop all over me, all over the kitchen. It was 5 minutes before this call started, and I was like, this did not just happen. But I made the call anyway. So go out there today, do your challenge. If you haven't posted yet, make an interest-peaking post and write down your 5 names. And I'm going to put a post in the Facebook group. When you're done messaging the 5 names and you get responses, just comment under there how many of those people were open to taking a look at our Facebook groups. And it'll be interesting to see. I bet you guys are going to be surprised because there's, out of those 5 people that were so scared to message, I bet you at least 1 or 2 or 3 of them is going to say, yeah, I would love to take a look at your group and see what you have going on. So with that, I'm going to end the call, guys. Have a wonderful day. God bless you all, and look forward to the next one.
Thanks, Jerry.
Bye,
Great
Jerry.
job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Bless everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.